If you're still copying and pasting data from one sheet to the other, you gotta stop doing that. Today, I'm gonna show you how to link two sheets together automatically. When one sheet updates, the other one automatically updates as well. And I'm also gonna show you the 3 methods in doing this in Smartsheet. There's 3 different ways to do this. By the end of this video, you're gonna know which method to use and how to use it exactly based on the solution type. One of these methods is probably gonna change the way you do all of your Smartsheet solutions. Let's dive in. All right, for this first method here, it's called data linking. Data linking. So we have 2 sheets here. I have sheet number 2, which is just blank. There's just nothing in here. Sheet number 2. And then I have over here, sheet number 1 with a bunch of data in it. So let's say I want to bring in all of this information, the part names, the part descriptions, contact columns assigned to the quantity. I want to bring all this information in here when the row ID in this column matches the row ID here. So in order to do a data link, we first need to make sure we're in table view. And if you're not sure if you're in table view, if you click up here on the top left, it gives you a list of all the different views you're going to be in. More than likely, you're either going to be in grid view or table view. So for data linking, make sure that you are in table view. Now when you change views, it does not change the data, it just changes the way you view the data. All right, so we're in table view. Now let's go ahead and set up our data linking. We're going to go up here where it says more tools, and then we're going to choose link column data. And then right here we're going to click link column data. And the first thing it's going to do is it's going to ask you which sheet do you want to bring in to this sheet. So we're going to click into here and pick a sheet. And then we're going to go ahead and here and go into our workspace that's already highlighted. I'm going to go find my sheet, and here it is right here, sheet 1. So sheet 1, I want it to feed into sheet 2 because sheet 2 is what we're in right now. So the first thing, and this is the most important thing, is we need what's called the unique identifier. That's what we use in the Smartsheet consulting space. Unique identifier. Think of it like a key. That's the one item that needs to match in both sheets. So example, in sheet 1 we have SW part number 7. Anywhere in this row, or in this column, excuse me, when SW-7 shows up, that's what links the 2 pieces together. Think of it like a key. That's your unique identifier. So it's going to ask you in sheet 1, where does that live? I'm going to choose from the drop-down menu, and I'm going to choose row ID. Row ID, because in sheet 1, row ID is where my unique identifier lives. Row ID. All right, so it automatically found the match in my sheet number 2 right here, because I have row ID already listed here as a column, even though there's no data. Now that we have our unique identifier chosen, we can go ahead and now choose the source column. So we can choose multiple source columns. So let's say we want to match our quantities together. So I'm going to choose down here, and from sheet 1, I'm going to find the column called quantity, and then it automatically found the quantity in this sheet as well. I want to do part name. Now, part name does not show up in here, and that's okay. They do not need to match in title. I'll repeat that again. Your column names do not need to match. All right, so I don't have part name in sheet number 2, and that's okay. I want it to go into my primary column right here. So I want part name from sheet 1 to feed into my primary column here in sheet 2. So I'm going to choose under sheet 2, primary column. Next, I want to go ahead and have part description, and if the column names do match between both sheets, it will automatically fill in the column name for me in the second sheet here, like it just did. All right, I think let's go ahead and do one more. Let's go ahead and do assign to. There we go, assign to. All right, once that's done, I'm going to go ahead and click link. Give it a couple seconds. And there we go. Now it's linked. And the way we know it's linked is we have these little boxes with arrows right underneath our column headers. So let's go ahead and test this out. So I'll go ahead and use the one I did an example with, the Star Wars part number. Copy that. And let's go ahead and put it in our first cell here. We'll give it a second. And now the data automatically comes in. Now, a few things I want you to recognize, this is really awesome, is my columns that I have listed here are not in the same order as they are in sheet 1. In sheet 1, it starts with part name, then part description, assigned to, and then it ends with quantity. In my other sheet, it's all mixed up all over the place. It starts with quantity, then assigned to, then primary column, which is my part name, and then part description. Yet it still pulls in the way that it should. I also want you to note that part number 7 I put on the first row. Part number 7 is not on the first row in my source sheet, and that's totally fine. That's the way I want it. So let's say that we want a bunch of data flowing in here that's coming in from sheet number 1. So I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste a bunch of different random, just jumbled part numbers in here. Give me 1 second here. Go here, paste in a bunch, and let's sit back and watch what it does. Boom, they all come in. So these are all in random order, and they automatically connect and pull in exactly like they should. Now that is data linking. Let's go ahead and take a look now at our index collect formula to pull in data for specific fields. All right, next I'm going to show you how to use an index collect formula to pull in data for specific fields. So before we do that, let's go ahead and turn off our data linking. And the way to do that, when you're in table view, you're just going to go back up here to more tools, click link column data, and the one you set up is right here. Just know you can add multiple data links. So let's go ahead and delete this. I'm going to click on the 3 dots here. I'm going to click delete. Say, are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. Now the data will still show up there, but the boxes underneath these column headers will start to disappear, and that's letting me know that the data is no longer linking in. So let's go ahead and delete the data that's in here. All right, I'm gonna click refresh here. All right, there we go. Now let's go ahead and put in, maybe we want our formulas to be in different sections. So for instance, maybe up here is going to be the galactic, pull this in here. We want something up here to be our primary. Maybe we'll bring our primary column over here. We'll call this the Rebel team. And then we'll do something down here called the Empire. Ooh. All right, there we go. The Rebel team and the Empire. So all of this data here, I want it to be indented in. And all this data below here, we'll just pretend all this data pertains to the Empire, a different group. So I can't have my data linking like we did before because I don't want that showing up for row number 1 and row number 13. I need it for specific fields. So let's go ahead and do our index collect formula here. So I'm going to double click into here. I'm going to click into the cell, and then I'm going to click the equal sign on my keyboard. And that's going to put us into formula creation mode. Now the formula we want to use is index collect. That means the collect formula is nested inside the index formula. Now I know that sounds scary and overwhelming, but I promise you it's not bad at all. All right, so let's start typing in index. Shows up right there. I'm going to click enter on my keyboard, and then I'm going to type in collect. That's the second type of formula. Enter on my keyboard again, and then the first thing I want to do is I want to pull in the range that I want to pull in, the data I want to pull in for this column that we're in, which is our primary column, which is our part item. So I'm going to go ahead and click reference another sheet because the data that I need does not live here. It lives in sheet number 1, not in sheet 2. So let's go ahead and to our reference sheet 1. Let's go to our test sheet folder. And as that loads here, we want the part name. So here we go. We're going to go and click on part name and the column header. When we do that, it highlights everything and it automatically gives us a reference name, which is perfect because this box is checked. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to click insert reference. Then I'm going to click comma. And now it's going to ask me for the row ID that's your unique identifier, what do you want that to match with? So again, that's going to live in sheet number 1. So after my comma, I'm going to click reference another sheet, go back to the exact same sheet I was in before, test sheet folder, sheet 1, and then I'm going to click on the column header for row ID. Automatically captures reference name for me, click insert reference, comma again, and then I'm just going to go ahead and literally choose the row ID at row. I'm going to close a parenthesis, give it another comma, put in a 1 because I want it to index the first match it sees, and I'm going to click enter. Alright, there it is right there, Death Star. So let's go ahead and drag this out so we can see the full thing. So for part number 7, Death Star thermal exhaust port. So if we go to part number 7, Death Star thermal exhaust port. There it is right there. Now that formula was a little difficult to write, and I want to show you a little bit easier way to do it. So let's go ahead and go to the next row here for part number 14. If I double click into the cell and then I click formulas, and again, this is in table view. If I click formulas, this little panel to the right appears, and it's to help me write out this formula. So I'm going to go ahead and type in the word index again, and then collect. And I want to show you what it does. So we're going to go ahead and reference another sheet, just like we did before. And I want to go ahead and do the part name, insert reference, and then right here in this box, I'm going to click the comma, reference another sheet again, the row ID, insert reference, comma, and then I'm literally just going to start typing in the name of the column here that I want to reference. So I'm going to start typing in row ID, and there it is right there. I'm going to click it, and it automatically chooses it for me. I'm going to close it with parenthesis, put in a comma 1, and then I'm going to click enter. And then in a matter of seconds, it's going to go ahead and pull in, there we are, the part number for number 14. So it's Beskar armor plating for part number 14. 14 is Beskar armor plating. All right, so with formulas, what you can do is if you highlight your cursor on the bottom right corner of the cell where you have that little blue dot, just click and hold that down with the button. Just click and drag that all the way down, and you can bring in that formula for all the rest of these fields as well. Give it a few seconds here. It's thinking. And there it is right there. They all come in. All right, up to this point, if you're like, hey, Justin, that's cool and all, but I really would like you to give me some live coaching to guide me in building in something in Smartsheet. Well, I'd love to invite you to our 4-day dashboard challenge. In this challenge, I coach you live in how to build a Smartsheet dashboard, a dashboard that you build out. I coach you and I guide you through my formulas, my step-by-step process and how I do it. And in that teaching session, I also give you my dashboard template set that you can use for life. Just click on the link below and sign up for the next available spot. All right, let's get back to this video. All right, one last thing I'd like to point out before we move into our third method of linking our sheets together is when you are building out formulas within Smartsheet, there is a new AI feature that they came out with. So when you're in table view and you're building out your formulas and you click on the formula button up here, and the panel on the right appears. Right now we've been building within Write Syntax, but just know that build with AI is now an option. You can speak into it, you can type into it what you want. I will say, however, when it comes to cross-sheet reference formulas, like the one we just built, it can't do that just yet, but I'm sure it will in the future. But if you're building a formula that pertains to the data within the sheet you're building it in, I highly recommend trying out this build with AI. And I'll be doing more videos on AI in Smartsheet, no doubt about it. All right, our third and final option is what's called cell linking. Cell linking. Now this is really good for if you're trying to pull in just very specific data within a cell or a small range of cells. So let's go ahead and do that for let's do the part description. So what we're going to do is you're going to click into a cell, you're going to right click into it, and you're going to go down where it says link cell from another sheet. So we're going to click into that. We're going to choose our sheet here, and maybe I want to pull in the part description specifically for dark side knowledge repository. So we'll click there, and then we'll go ahead and click create one cell link. Now one thing to keep in mind is this cell link does not require a unique identifier. It doesn't matter what's here in row ID, it's just linked to that cell. Now another way to think of cell linking is this cell is literally linked to the other cell in Smartsheet. So if this row that this is linked to, dark side knowledge repository, row number 11, if this row moves, say I move it up here, and I go back and click save here, and I go back into sheet 2, they're still locked together. That data will not change. If the data within here, dark side knowledge repository, if I change that to something different, then it will reflect that new change here as well. That's called cell linking. Now maybe you want to do a range of cells. So if I choose, say let's do 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, yep, 4, and then I right click in, and then I choose link cells from another sheet. Notice here that 4 options are now in green, not 1, because it knows I'm trying to bring in 4 links. So we want to bring in Interceptor TIE Fighter series all the way down to compact propulsion system for emergency escape. So I click that, I click create 4 cell links on the bottom right. Give it a few seconds and they'll appear right here. And if you don't see it right away, just go ahead and click refresh. Oh, there you go. Pulled in right there. Now if you want to remove this linkage, you can go and highlight them. You can click delete. And it's going to ask you, sure you want to do that? And I want to make sure that the data is cleared out as well. My answer is yes. We'll do it for this one as well. Just click into it, click delete on my keyboard, and there we go. Now the big comparison that I want to go between these 3 are, again, we have data linking, index collect formulas, and cell linking. With data linking, this is really useful when you're moving massive amounts of data from one sheet over to the next. And there's no parent-child relationship going on. There's no in-between cells. You want the entire column pulling everything in from that other sheet, or multiple columns pulling in from that other sheet. Index collect formulas are really helpful when you want to pick and choose rows within your sheet. You don't want the entire column just pulling in data. This is especially helpful if you have like a parent-child relationship going on within that sheet. And then last, cell linking. Cell linking does not require a unique identifier. It just simply links one cell to the other within both of those sheets. All right, you guys, I hope this has been very helpful. As always, take care and God bless.